Hi everybody, welcome to week 13, nearing the end of the term. Hopefully your research paper is shaping up, and I just wanted to give you a sense as you're drafting this week of how to assemble the research paper, which is going to look a bit different from a lot of the other papers you've written before because it's a longer paper. It has a slightly different format, an MLA format. So I wanted to start with in our assignment sheet. If you scroll down, just to point out if you haven't seen these yet, there are some drafting tips here for titles and introductions, how to write an introduction, and some common methods of writing a conclusion. So please take a look at those. That might be helpful. And then after this sort of image of the writing process, you'll see that there's some information in the outlines, which you all have submitted your research outline. But I wanted to point out to you that there's actually a second outline that you do. So the research outline that you did last week shows you and me the direction of your research. What are you researching? And you're starting to gather information for your ideas and then put them in order. Then once you're finished drafting, you are going to put together a final draft outline, and you won't do this probably until the paper is almost finished. So sometime end of this week, next week, where you're going to write another outline, and the purpose of that outline is to, it says here, the audience of your outline will be your readers, and the purpose is to show your readers a quick overview of the shape of your argument. What are you arguing? What's your thesis? What are your reasons? And what are the counter arguments? So that's going to be part of this final draft that you submit. And just to again highlight, here's a sample of what I'm going to be looking for. So because this is a longer paper in MLA format, we do a title page. And you're going to have the title, the word by with a lowercase b, and then your full name. I didn't put her full name here, but you would put Michelle Blake. Then you're going to put Professor Blake, that's me, your class, and then the date in MLA format. Then here's where you will have the outline, the word outline, and then just your thesis statement. So this is the very essence, sort of boiling down your whole paper into a quick snapshot. Here's your thesis. Here's an introduction, an outline, and you're going to have the different parts. So she had an introduction. Right? She had the history and significance of handwriting, and you won't have this little piece here. That's something I added, but I wanted to show you that this happens to be the background section of her paper, which most of you have. It's not required though. Then she has technology over handwriting, and that happens to be, she's starting with her counter argument section. So her thesis was that handwriting is still important. And so she starts with a counter argument that some people think that technology is better than handwriting, that typing is better than handwriting. And here's their reason. Some people say that typing is more prevalent. They say that signatures are not necessary, and they say that typing is faster. So she acknowledges those three counter arguments and then concedes something to them and then refutes them. And then she has her argument section. And here's the reasons that handwriting is better. It's more than just communication. It develops the brain. It develops some, character and self-discipline, and encourages creativity and imagination. So you can see that the purpose of this final outline is to give your reader a quick snapshot of the whole paper, the essence of your paper, right? And then the outline concludes with a one-sentence conclusion, not the whole concluding paragraph. Now where you can find, and then let me just keep going here. Then on the next page, you'll start with your title again. Notice there's no MLA format heading here. And then look at the headings that she puts. She has introduction, history and significance of handwriting, technology over handwriting, and in support of the handwritten word, and conclusion. Do those sound familiar? That's exactly what she had up here. So the headings of her outline, sorry, I'm scrolling, I'm probably getting you dizzy. Introduction, history and significance of handwriting, technology over handwriting, in support of the handwritten word, and conclusion. So that's a common way of doing this. Just to give you some help with that, oops, where did it go? In your textbook, this is Chapter 7 on writing a research paper. And if you go down to section 17, assembling the parts of a research paper, if you're in your if you have the physical textbook, it starts on page 155. Sorry about that. This describes what I just showed you. Okay, assembling the parts of the research paper. There's a first page of the paper without a separate title page, a title page. There are some parts here. Now you're actually going to skip this one. You can do a research paper without a separate title page, but skip this because we're doing it with a separate title page. So you're going to start here with the title page. And here's exactly what that student had done. There's your title, the word by, your name, my name, the class, and the date. And then you start the first page with the title, and then you go right into the text. This has some bits on graphs and charts. If you have graphs and charts, you can read that. I don't think many of you will, if any. And then the outline page that I just described. So this is sort of a description of what I am looking for. Okay. So again, the layout of this paper is slightly different from papers you've done in the past because it's chunkier, it's significant, and it's described starting on page 155 of your textbook, assembling the parts of the research paper, or it's section, if you have the electronic textbook, it's section 717. Wanted to show you one other bit while I'm here. After the paper, after all your text is finished, you probably remember that the Works Cited page starts on a new page. Even if you have a lot of white space like she does, start a new page. It's Works Cited, not references, not bibliography. The pagination continues to the Works Cited page. Actually, she did it wrong here. Oops. Yeah, just it's supposed to be her last name, your last name, and then space, and then a page number. And just again, there was a lot of confusion on how to format the Works Cited page, so I wanted to show you. You're going to list the works that you cite in the paper. It's different from a bibliography. A bibliography is anything you have read or referenced or thought about in the course of researching, but only the works that you actually cite in the paper are going to appear on the Works Cited list. Okay? So for example, April Brown somewhere is cited. Okay, there she is. So Brown is cited here. This looks like a paraphrase. Children today don't always see handwriting as a chore. Encouraging, one 8-year-old recently concluded that there may come a time when we don't have electricity and we will again need to write letters. So there's the citation, and the only purpose of the in-text citation is to take me to that Works Cited page. And remember that the reason that it's formatted as a hanging indent is so that these words hanging out, this is what's going to be in the citation, in-text citation. This is what's going to be in the in-text citation. This is what's going to be in the in-text citation, because the only purpose of the in-text citation is to direct your reader to this Works Cited page. Okay? I don't think she has any, no, she doesn't have any that don't have an author, but most of the in-text citations will be a last name of an author. The only difference is if you have a source that doesn't have an author, you would probably have a title and quotation marks there of a web page, for example. And remember too that if the source is an intranet source, there will not be a page number. So again, if we go back to Brown, I see how there's no page number for the in-text citation, it's just Brown. This, though, I can tell that Carpenter is a print source because it has a page number. Caravanadu is a print source because it has a page number. Okay? So that's a little bit about putting this together. You might be feeling overwhelmed. It's a lot. But use me, use your resources, use the Writing Center. I haven't gotten a lot of Writing Center Notes, I hope you guys are going to use that, because remember, you have to either see me or the Writing Center somewhere in the course of writing this paper, and you get extra credit for going to the Writing Center. 5%, which is a lot of points on this paper, because it's worth a lot of points. So any questions, let me know. Good luck. Have a great week. Take care.